my mother. Can you see her? We're dancing. She is my mother. I don't listen to her. She listens to me. Do you like that, Mom?
No.
Oh, come on. Where is your sense of humor?
I am your mother.
She is my mother. Okay, here we are. I had to give her some grief. Okay, this is actually really exciting, even though she's in pain here. We have Greg Law in the house, Laws of Motion PT. Have had an incredible 2 hours here. First, he worked on me and my horrible shoulder. And then I, of course, wanted him to look at my mom because, as you know, you've been following the journey as we've been trying to keep her muscles strong and keep her moving through all this back pain. I thought this was the perfect opportunity to have Greg look at her and see what he thinks. And this has been the most interesting hour with a PT ever.
A lot of her pain comes with standing. So in this standing position, for a prolonged period of time, if you have a lot of tension and stuff in through the abdominal area, that can pull on that anterior aspect of the front side of our back. So what we've done so far with her was work in through some of her abdominal restrictions along the viscera. So she had a history of surgery in the abdominal area, which kind of led me to kind of thinking in that area. And so as we start to get that to open up, now the back has a little bit more room to move. Since we are moving in a three-dimensional pattern, getting that front abdominal area loosened up allowed for her low back to move a lot more efficiently. So she's not getting that same compression over here.
And as you said, we're three-dimensional people. We're not just front back. And so, and just like when we do workouts, you want to focus on the core and you also want to focus on the back. It's kind of the same thing.
Sure.
Except I had never even thought of this. And also the whole surgery thing, because I think a lot of my pain comes from scar tissue, guarding, and it's kind of the same thing going on here.
Very similar, and it just prevents for, like, if the back needs to move forward, there's nowhere for it to move if there's a lot of restrictions here. So when you go into that forward bend, the back has to be able to lengthen, the front has to be able to fold. And so I love the analogy of slamming a rug into a door. If there's something in the way, I can't close that door. So I can work on the door all day, but if I don't get the rug out of the way, it's not going to do anything.
You've already seen her body move differently in the time that you've been working on it.
Yeah, so she had a little bit of weakness in her right ankle when we tested at some of the nerve root levels. And so taking some of that pressure off the front side actually helped with some of the strength into her foot, which is a great sign for her to continue to get better with her back and take some pressure off the nerve roots.
And what Greg has brought to the table here today, literally, is one-on-one treatment the entire time, which is different than most physical therapists, because when you go to a physical therapy group, typically you're working with a lot of different people and you only get your PT for like 10 minutes. So when you come in here with Greg, you're getting him for the entire hour and he's going to give you that one-on-one attention. The day we worked on the mobilization of my shoulder and getting all of this stuff to release so that I have movement and I don't have the restrictions, which is exactly the same thing that my mom is having just with her back.
And so we've been working a lot with her on, after getting that front side moving, getting the sacrum and the pelvis to move a lot better for her. So some of this tension is coming down. So I'm interested to see when she gets up here in a little bit how well she moves. Main limitation was with rotation, so I'll be interested to see that. And then with your shoulder, we addressed a lot of just the nerve plexus and stuff coming out of the neck. Even though she's not complaining of neck pain, she had that chronic tightness in the shoulder right here. So we worked on getting that calmed down, getting the nerves moving better in and out of the cervical spine, which is important for any shoulder health because of where the nerves come down and through the shoulder.
And I think the one thing that Greg is really trying to help people do is to get healthy without going into a surgery.
Can't recommend enough in terms of trying to do as much as you can conservatively without going under the knife.
What makes Greg different, it is cash pay. However, as we talked about it, I was like, this makes total sense, because if you haven't met your deductible, you are paying a fortune to see a PT that you see for 10 minutes and the rest of it's pretty much fluff. I hate to say that. And number two is that once you do reach your deductible, then you're paying your copay, which is very expensive. So he's going to see you for your full hour. He's going to work on you and then give you what you need to do when you leave, and then come back the following week. And the goal, you guys, is to get you better so you don't have to come back in. What do you think? Can you feel such a major difference on this?
I'm entirely different.
This was a different experience, though, for you.
Very. I will say that's absolutely true.
Hold there for me. Don't let me pull you down.
Definitely. Way more than you get at a physical therapist.
Yes.
Way more.
You are having pain. I always say it's pain point and timing for somebody to actually go to the effort to make a move, to do something different, to see somebody different. I am so impressed today, you guys, with Greg. What a great experience. Free phone consultation, and then it's a $99 evaluation to come in and see him. I'm telling you, knowledge is power. If you're having something that you're suffering with and you haven't been able to get great answers and you haven't made headway in your PT, come in and see him, because this could really change your life. lawsofmotionpt.com. Find Greg, and we'll see you guys here. Yeah.